YouTube, what's up everyone? This is it. This is the video you've been waiting for. Jay Claver just dropped the call of the year. This 24 hours ago. He said $50 to $100 XRP as soon as these ETFs hit. And the timing, it couldn't be even any crazier here. The first US approved XRP ETF, it's here. We're just waiting for it to kick off, and it's signaling the start of something way bigger than anyone's ready for. You better strap in, crank up that volume, because this is how the floodgates open. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and press that thumbs up. The more thumbs up we get, hey, the more YouTube's gonna push the content. That is the ultimate way to support the channel, and it's free. If you're looking to become a member and support the channel for less than the price of a cup of coffee, I can't talk. Hey, hit that join button down below. Now let's jump into this thing. You see right here on your screen, we're starting with the breaking news. This is straight from the top. The Canary XRP ETF, it has been approved for listing on the NASDAQ. Yes, you heard that correctly. The Canary XRP ETF has been approved for listing on the NASDAQ. We got our eyes on it. This is the first ever spot ETF registered with the United States Security and Exchange Commission. Followed by Canary Capital CEO Stephen McClurg. This fund will trade under the ticker XRPC, and trading could literally start any minute now. Any minute, not any day, any minute. This isn't a rumor. This isn't maybe next quarter. This is official. And once the bell rings, a ding-a-ding-ding, XRP steps into the institutional spotlight next to Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, HBAR, and Litecoin. This is the moment that us XRP holders, we've been building towards and waiting for over a decade, really, right? Now, let's move over to this, because this is where it gets wild. The DTCC, they're now showing 11 active pre-launch XRP ETF tickers. This is up from 7 just a week ago. We are up to 11, and it's gonna keep climbing. It's gonna keep going. There's gonna be over 24, and they're gonna come in hot, and they're gonna come in super fast. That's 4 new listings, all popping up right before year end, right before or right after your new fiscal quarter just started. That's bullish. And this tells you everything that you need to know, right? We're not looking at an if anymore. It was always if we get an ETF. We're watching the ETFs rollout happen in real time. This isn't just an ETF boom, right? This is liquidity migration. That's what you're seeing. November is about to be the month crypto history remembers as that ignition point. Now, as always, make sure you are a member of the newsletter. It is free. The link is down below every single YouTube video. It is a double opt-in. And look, if you've been stacking XRP, watching the news, waiting for the big move, here's the truth. Most people miss it because they don't have a plan. On this call, me and you, just like this, it's a video call. I'll break down exactly how to position yourself before the next wave hits. Look, if you don't want to be on the video, don't turn the camera on. That's all right. You'll see me. I got no problem with the camera. We'll look at your current strategy, your goals, and what smart money is doing right now. You'll leave with a clear, personalized roadmap. Not hype, not guesswork. Just real crypto strategies that work. Book that one-on-one call today, folks, before this next leg kicks off, which brings us over to this. An article posted over on XRPrightnow.com. It's titled, "How High Can the XRP Price Go?" That's the million-dollar question. That's what everyone wants to know. Look, we got analysts using the HMO clouds, and they've never seen anything like this before. This bullish formation on XRP's 3 months chart. Stop looking at the daily, the 4-hour, the weekly. Pay attention to the charts with the longer time frames on them. We got the analyst right here, Matt Hughes. He says XRP has been trading above the conversion line and baseline for nearly a year. I told you that. Our last XRP eruption was November of 2024, where we did a 700% move. It went from November to January of 2025. What is he calling for? He says your first move could be all the way up to above $8 with resistance all the way up to a $12 XRP. And that's before the ETF catalyst even hit. Other analysts like Cryptocola, I think I said that right, he has XRP entering its final phase of a 4-phase macro cycle. The same pattern that drove XRP in its 2017 rally, folks. Translations, all your technicals here are blinking green. Green means go. But it's not just the charts, right? It's also the fundamentals. Ripple's partnerships, its acquisitions, and its global payment integrations, they're all stacking up. The ETF approval, well, that could match the lights that sets this entire thing on fire. And then here's Jake in his live stream just the other day. I mean, this is fresh. This is hot right off the press. Let's see if we can get the full screen so you can see everything on your browser. He was asked about the price of ETFs. He was also asked about the date, a little tinfoil hat. Listen up.
He says, potentially, ETFs go live, and it's Halloween on the Julian calendar, and everything will change. Stay focused, stay disciplined, stay humble. Blessed. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, this week, again, a little more tinfoil hat for you guys than I normally am. I still have my tinfoil hat over here? No, my wife took it away after Halloween. A little dressing up hat. Uphold posted $1,000 XRP.
They did. That's true.
Like 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
4 years ago.
Probably 5 years ago now. In 2020, the 9th month, which is September on our calendar, but November is actually 9 if you think about it in Latin, Nova. So maybe something on the 13th with the ETFs launching and everything else. Sure will be interesting to watch things play out here. So appreciate you with the 1113 super chat, my man. You and me both are hoping for a fun week. We got Kinsey Mac. There you go, Kinsey Mac. Excuse me. My family wouldn't be in position we are without you. Thank you. ETFs going live potentially this week. You still thinking 50 to 100 bucks with ETFs? I am. I sure am. Excited for things to roll here. Sal
there
says,
you go. So we told you, look, 50. He even said maybe even 100. Not hype. It's math. Institutional liquidity starts flowing through XRP-based ETFs the way it did with Bitcoin, futures, and spot ETFs. You're talking billions of dollars in volume. Billions. All of a sudden rushing in and sucking up supply. XRP's supply, folks, there's not much out there. I know you're going to see, but there's all this XRP. You got to understand the difference between the XRP that has been created compared to the XRP that is actually available on the markets and on the over-the-counter exchanges. It isn't the true supply or the full supply that is released. Remember that. There is a major difference. But we get to this. Bitcoin's counterpart, Sam Colleran from Orange BTC, came out saying Bitcoin is separating itself from the rest of cryptocurrencies. And he said, sure, Bitcoin dominance, it's climbing. But that's exactly what happens before altcoins explode. We're going to listen to this. But remember, your setup, you want Bitcoin to go as high as humanly possible. The higher Bitcoin goes, the more money that has entered crypto, meaning the more money that is going to disperse out after into the other cryptocurrencies. If we roll over right here at 3.5 trillion, your altcoin won't be as big if we had 6, 7, or 8 trillion dollars in the markets. So the higher Bitcoin goes, the better it is for your alt. Listen up.
Both Ether and Bitcoin have faced a sharp pullback since the beginning of October, but Ether fared worse after outperforming Bitcoin year to date at the end of the summer. Right now, ETH's up 6% since January, while Bitcoin is up 13%. Do you expect Bitcoin to outperform ETH and other alts as the year comes to a close?
Yeah, I do, because I think Bitcoin is separating itself from the rest of cryptocurrencies. I think it's increasingly seen as the institutional grade crypto asset. And that's because of it's a different technology, it has different security assurances, it's a different consensus mechanism, it's proof of work, where these other ones are more proof of stake, and they're more experimental technologies. Bitcoin has a track record, it's never been hacked, it's never been more secure, and it's more liquid. So 3 weeks ago, we had one of the largest crypto liquidations ever, almost $20 billion. But really what we saw was that a lot of these cryptocurrencies lack liquidity, unlike Bitcoin. And so if you're a large institutional investors and you're seeing these other coins drop 90% in one day, that's not liquid enough for you to bring in a lot of size. And so Bitcoin really is one that stands apart when it comes to liquidity and these different dynamics like its security. So I really think that when you see large pools of capital, trillions of dollars that these asset managers manage, they're not going to look at these other cryptocurrencies because they're simply not liquid enough or not large enough for them. But Bitcoin is.
And you know what? And he's right, because we look at
Ether
Bitcoin
and Bitcoin
let's
faced a
pause
sharp
this. We look at
pullback.
Bitcoin. Market cap is 2.1 trillion out of 3.54. It has all of the liquidity right now. He's spot on. But look, let Bitcoin lead, because XRP, it will leverage that momentum when Bitcoin is done. And let's talk about the policy moves going on out there. Chairman Rep. French Hill, he went on Fox Business saying that they made strong progress on the Clarity Act, the same framework that's going to lock in clear rules for digital assets, meaning they will allow the institutions to fully get in because they will know the rules of the road. They passed it with 78 Democrats already. Now it's moving through Senate and could hit President Trump's desk any day now. We heard the representative from the White House at Swell saying that this was going to be done by the end of the year. We also heard someone else come on, Brian Armstrong from Coinbase came on, and he stated it should be wrapped up by Thanksgiving, which is about what, 3 weeks away at this point? And you know what happens when regulations hit. Institutional walls, they crumble. Capital flows, and that's exactly what these ETFs are waiting for. Listen.
Just unbelievable. Well, look, when the government finally reopens this week, we're expecting Congress can take on the Clarity Act, the long-awaited crypto market regulation bill, bipartisan talks reportedly resuming in the Senate. Mr. Chairman, what can you tell us? Because no doubt a reopening is good for financial services and for crypto as well, right?
You bet, because we have pending before the Congress a National Defense Authorization Bill trying to repair the ag damage to our economy from no farm bill during the Biden administration, no Biden enforcement of the Chinese soybeans deal. We need an ag bill, and that's another reason to open to Congress. You're right. We've made progress during September and October on market structure for digital assets. The Clarity Act, which we passed with 78 Democrats in the House back in July, is now subject of intensive work in the Senate by both Senate Democrats and Republicans on the Banking Committee and on the Senate Agriculture Committee. They're making strong progress, and I hope we can conclude that in coming days. By the shut.
I like strong progress. I know you do too. But look, speaking of institutional flows, SoFi, I'm sure you heard of SoFi, a $38 billion company with 17 million users. They just went live with Bitcoin and crypto trading announced on CNBC. This isn't DeFi degens. This is the mainstream fintech opening the gate to the masses. One by one they come, folks, and they're going to see even more flow in once we get the rules of the road. When SoFi starts pushing crypto exposure, ETFs start launching, and a Fed begins cutting rates, you're looking at the perfect alignment for explosive adoption. And XRP, it's sitting front row. Listen.
Nice to see you, sir, in person.
Good to see you as well.
Okay, so what's going on here? This is a big deal.
Yeah, this morning,
a very big deal for you.
It is a very big deal. It's a big day and a big milestone. Reverses the course of time. We've wanted to be a one-stop shop for all your financial services needs, and one of the holes we've had for the last 2 years was in cryptocurrency, the ability to buy, sell, and hold crypto. We were not allowed to do that as a bank. It was not permissible. But in March of this year, the OCC came out with an interpretive letter that it's now permissible for banks like SoFi to offer cryptocurrencies. So this morning we're launching as the only national bank, the first and only national bank, the opportunity to buy, sell, and hold cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana.
So I was going to ask, are we just talking about 3 for now?
We'll expand well beyond 3. It'll be a pretty broad assortment. We try to differentiate on being fast, having broad selection, great prices. Easy
Where's
use.
XRP?
So we'll try to give
it's coming, don't worry.
members as much selection as they would like.
And what's the difference between going through you and going through Coinbase or going through Robinhood or somebody else?
Yeah, there's a couple of really big differences. First, we're a nationally chartered bank, which means we have the infrastructure, the processes, the financial conditions that provides the safeguards that a consumer would expect from a bank, which is going to allow us to scale responsibly. The second thing is because we are a one-stop shop, you can do all your banking, checking, and savings at SoFi, your borrowing, and your investing, and now crypto. And one of the unique things about that is when you come to SoFi and fund your crypto investments, you'll fund them in a SoFi checking and savings account. That checking and savings account's deposits earn interest.
That's major. You're going to see the banks come on and start doing this. They're not going to let SoFi take the lead here, everyone. This is huge. Fund it directly in your checking and bank account. They're going to be responsible. You earn interest on it. That is where we are going. And look, we're still keeping an eye on it. Canary XRP ETF showing on Morningstar. No trading volume as of yet. It is going to come live any minute. It will be live, if I had to take a guess, on Wednesday. when you're listening to this video. This is major. This is the start of greatness. This is the start of the flow of money coming in. This is the start of the institutional era for XRP. So let's recap this. The first XRP ETF, it's approved. 11 more ready at the DTCC. A $100 price call just 24 hours ago by Jake. And institutional adoption, it's spreading faster than ever. The charts, they're all lined up. The legislation, it's moving as well. The infrastructure, guess what? It's built. Now, the only thing that left is the ignition, and that key is about to enter the car, and we're about to crank it to the right and fire it all up. The moment that first XRP ETF goes live, everything changes. Get ready, because this isn't just an ETF launch. It is the official beginning of XRP's institutional era. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel.